I know I personally am meeting with Beal on Wednesday, and I plan to take a whole bunch of questions from tonight and comments from tonight when I go talk to them, because their stated goal in meeting with me is they want to hear what I'm hearing from you guys. So I'm going to talk with them. I'm going to present all of this and say, these are the things that we're concerned about. These are our worries. These are what we like about it. These are what we don't like about it. So that when they come to do their town halls, hopefully they can do some prep work ahead of time and have more information that is useful. But also I'm under the impression, or I've been told, that they want to actually answer questions and figure out how to make this a sort of situation that everybody's happy with. Because they obviously want to put a data center in. It's up to, us to decide whether that happens or not.
We're not New Century. I mean, there's all kinds of vacant land here.
I don't know, but I can ask.
It's kind of a good question. To what she's saying, why the 191st Sinclair? Like, what brought that up? Did they scope out the land from the homeowner, or the landowner, or the landowner bring it up to them?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, it's the transmission lines and the fiber poles.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think that they've identified that as a location that has the stuff that they need, whether it be a way to get power and a way to get land.
Spring Hill has already said no once.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're going to put it next door to Spring Hill.
Yep.
And give it so we get Spring Hill's headache.
Do we get Spring Hill's
Why
headache?
did Springfield say no?
Well,
Spring Hill say no.
I don't know why. I don't know the inner workings of why Spring Hill did what they did, and I don't know that it came up to a full council vote. My understanding is they got started, and whether it didn't move at the rate that they wanted it to, or what have you, they stopped the whole process with Spring Hill. So whether that could come back in front of Spring Hill again, I don't know. I don't feel like there's a moratorium on any of what Spring Hill is doing. I don't know.
Spring Hill said no, with a loud no, because the residents did not want the data center in their area.
But
That was in print.
I was going to say the residents spoke up and contractors backed out. So that's exactly what we need to do if we don't.
Has the land been purchased already?
I don't know.
No, and keep in mind, whether they purchase the land or not, it still has to go back through, because we could look and see what it's zoned. But if it's zoned agricultural and they want to make it industrial, it still has to be replanted. And you guys have been through that. I'm sorry.
Do we know the noise level?
No, but it is something that we're seeing, or we're hearing from everybody, that water, electricity, and noise are all concerns. What? Yeah, I mean, we're not. We know what's going on Facebook and what we've received emails. I've gotten emails. I think the rest of the council has gotten emails. If you want, I think making your voice heard.
Is there a buffer distance from current homes and plan?
I haven't seen the plan, so I can't. I agree with you. There has to be something at that point in time.
And then increase in traffic. Is there an increase in traffic to and from the data center?
Yeah, we agree. We don't see this as a huge driver and employment. A driver in employment, but there's just we don't see that there's going to be much This isn't going to drive a huge rate of. But it's not. I mean, if we talk about the warehouses and the other stuff that we have in the area, those drive employment a lot higher than. We're talking 25 to 50 people, maybe, is kind of our estimate. That would all be part of the proposal as well, the offset, if there is any sort of offset.
What's the timeline? Do we have a timeline?
I think, maybe 3 to 5 years is kind of the build out that I would see, maybe.
Their website said they were coming up to the planning commission.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but even if they get through the planning commission and all that stuff, I mean, we're still talking, before it's completely built, I think we're still talking 3 to 5 years. And I mean,
So you just listed that they're going to give you 25 employees, but the question is, how much resources are they going to take? How many people are equivalent of water and electricity that are going to be taken away from the community?
Increasing your electrical bill. Hey, Kelly, there's somebody behind.
Is the property in question even in Gardner proper, or?
Yes. No, I think it's annexed into I think it's part of the city.
So it's the new.
I don't, if it's been, the last few years is probably fair. The land probably, I haven't looked, but for what it is and how we brought it into the city, it was agricultural back in the day, and it would come over just like that. And then it has to go in front of the planning commission because you're going to change the zoning.
What happens for those that don't know, what happens inside the planning commission, and then where does it go there?
Yeah, the planning commission, and I don't know,
So we will have a public hearing,
Okay.
so when it comes up, because we are going to be changing, it will have to change the zones, because it will be still agricultural.
And I'm sorry, can you say who you are?
Oh, I'm sorry, my name is Alan Vonderschmidt, I'm actually on the planning commission, another planning commission member.
Wander Schmidt.
So when it comes to the planning commission, they would be having to change the zones, because you're completely correct, it was agricultural before. When we changed the city limits, which I just checked, this gentleman next to me says the city limits end at 191st, so 191st and north is inside of Gardner. So where it's at, it would be inside of the city.
Not all of it.
No, not all.
I live across the street from 190th and Clare, and we're still considered county, not
Okay.
Gardner.
Are you were
I'm on the planning commission here.
to implement the,
No, I'm on the city's planning
oh,
commission.
okay,
For
okay.
Gardner, not for the company. for
Okay.
Gardner.
Are you a councilman, are you a council member?
I am, and Kelly is.
Is it normal for a council member to be a part of the negotiation?
Is it what?
Normal for a council member to be a part of the negotiation?
It is not abnormal for a council member to be
But
part.
it's not normal.
I don't know. I've been.
Sway the
I-
vote, compromise?
I will say you have to, and I'm not even sure, I need to ask about even this meeting. Like, we would have to, even Alan would have to say if he had a conversation with the with the company before it came forward, you'd have to disclose that. You'd have to say, I had ex parte discussion with so-and-so. It's been, that's not abnormal. We've done that. I've had conversations before. I think we need to have an open and honest conversation with all of you who are, taking time out of your day to say, we don't want it.
Thank you for doing that, Mark and Kelly. I appreciate that. Is there a place we can go to get information on this as it progresses? Because I think this meeting is great. Obviously, everyone, we want to have a voice. It's our community. It's getting built right across the road from my house. I did not know about this meeting until literally an hour before, which, I'm not saying that's anyone's fault, but I want to be able to keep up with this as it progresses. If there's another meeting, I want to be a part of it. I want to know. And I think other people in my community would also feel the same way had they known that.
And for this in particular, we were trying to get out in front because we saw what was going on and kind of.
Is there a place where we can go to track this?
Yeah. We'll be posting. The city will post the town halls and all that other information, and we can get that out to you.
The city of Gardner.
The city of Gardner
The
will.
city of Gardner.
Clarify, this meeting today is 2 council members who took it upon themselves to engage the community, which is not something
Oh, yeah.
Like he's involved, so he should, which is not always happening, not always the case.
correct, which
So you
is
can
why
see
this
it.
is such a great
Yeah, I think
thing.
Kelly- or
So they
Jennifer's
don't
done
have
that.
all the information yet either, but the great thing about this is we can give them our questions,
Right.
and they can take those questions and concerns to the people that are giving the answers, right?
I can
Come back to us and be like, here's what we were told.
say on my part, are you on Facebook or Instagram? Okay.
Yeah, I don't have Instagram, but.
Kelly Johnson for Gardner City Council. Whatever I find out, I put there.
I'm not saying,
So-
there's elderly people in my community that don't have
Yeah.
Facebook.
So that's,
And they also need to be represented. How can we get this out to the greater public if they don't have Facebook?
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I use Facebook to update my parents. I don't
Yeah.
go on there to find news. I don't do that. So,
I think as this progresses, they would post like meetings and
Yeah.
Yeah.
things about it on the city website.
I-
I think that's like a public meeting.
I think we've had lately, we've had really great success in even having those those road signs with the flashing marquee on there telling you about the different meetings that are upcoming. We had really good turnout on some of those meetings. So some of that stuff we can certainly get out. I mean, I have my card with my email, with the city email. You're welcome to email me. And if you have questions or want to be made sure that you're up to date on certain things, I can send you out a note when I hear stuff. There's ways we can make that happen. I'm sorry.
Do you know exactly where? You say 191st and Clare. There's a new house on 191st northwest, northeast. There's a house on southeast.
Yeah,
So the southwest is the only open ground that there is.
Yeah, I think if you look at the map, it's in that, like, I don't know exactly. I mean, they haven't put their plat together. They haven't put their plan together and proposed it to us. It's what they've put on their website is 191st and Clare.
They say it's right next to the
Okay, so northeast corner.
station.
I'm sorry, you were holding your.
So, I don't know for sure, but it's probably Daniel Strong's.
It could be, I don't know.
That's the only land on that northeast corner, and it's at least 160 acres, and it's the perfect spot for it. My question, this was before I found out it was this close, because I thought it was a mile away, but it would be important to us and everyone who lives there that the decibel rating was a C rating and not an A rating. Because the C rating will help with sub-frequencies like bass and lower diesel generators and stuff like that. And then I was talking to Steve McNair a good bit about this. And he was saying that they were going to try to target for 58 decibels. So I think trying to target for 58 or 60 decibels would be C rating.
Anything over 55, still under.
Yeah, and one of the questions, since you guys live out there, one of the things that you probably can't hear the trains, the interstate. Yeah, I mean you have to be listening for it. I have to be listening for the trains.
Yeah, we're at 190th there, and we can see the lake that's on the property line.
Yeah, you know what we're being told. They want to put up berms and they want to make sure that they lower the noise as much as they can, and I think that's still being determined at this point. And again, I haven't seen a final plat. I haven't seen a final plan. I won't see a final plan until it comes up to the city council for vote, probably. But we'll see it when it comes up for planning.
Yes, you may have covered this early and I didn't hear it, but a lot of people have concerns and fears. I mean, what I've seen online, some real, some imagined, some tinfoil hat, some whatever. But what are if it's not going to be a huge employer, what are the actual benefits of having it?
I think it's taxes, or it's a franchise fee. I think there's an opportunity for, I know from, just a $1 billion type of infrastructure that they would have to put in, that's quite a bit of property tax that we could see. I think the concerns that we should have from my standpoint is, what kind of tax abatements would we be looking at to get them here, and would we be willing to do that? Because to me, it doesn't only impact the city, it impacts the schools and the county and the fire district as well. If we said, no, you have a tax abatement. And if it's 10 years like the intermodal, then I mean, we would have to decide, does the cost outweigh, the cost to the city at that point? Does the money that we get into the city outweigh all of that? And then to me, the other question is, what about the location that we're putting it in? Is that really the best use of that land? I think we need to determine if that's the case or not. I haven't seen the final plan, but I think those are the questions I have in my mind.
Yeah, so a couple of questions. One, obviously, but Spring Hill said no, right? Spring Hill said no. One of the words out there is that if this thing moves forward and we say no, it goes to Olathe.
DeSoto said no too.
And DeSoto said no. So there's a lot of places that have said no, right? That are very similar in geographic and socioeconomic status as this city as well. So that tells me something, right? The concern, or I guess the question I have is, what's the likelihood that if we say no, this thing just moves across city limits into Olathe, thereby we have no control?
Or this county area between DeSoto and us.
Yeah, so.
I mean, how do we keep it, I mean, if we want to say no and make sure we say no, do we open the door for it to go someplace in the county? And I guess you guys are saying if it was in New Century, you might be okay with that. But
yeah, I mean, and there's still a lot of questions about these places. I mean, and I don't mean to be a tinfoil hat guy, but EMFs, right? What are the effects there? I mean, they just, there's just recently some discussions about doing long-term studies surrounding those type of things related to these places. I mean, the other side of this, if it ends up in Olathe, I understand that the water cooling becomes, the cooling process becomes water, and that's our Hillsdale Lake.
Yeah.
Right? And so that becomes a problem. So that,
I mean, that's the other question too. I mean, if we say yes, we have control. Because we can say whether or not, we can approve the plat, we can say taxes, we can say all of this stuff. If we say no, and there's an opportunity for them to go someplace else, we do lose control.
How long do we have control, though,
What do you mean?
for the longevity of the data center? Do we
I mean, it's in the city limits, yes. I mean, they can't, I mean,
if we wanted to expand at some point?
they have to reapprove, I mean, we'd have to reapprove the plot.
It'd be the same process over again. Then have to do this whole process again to expand on additional land.
So I know there's not a lot of answers right now because
yeah.
it wasn't formally, and that's what this whole point is, just to like ask questions. But like, what would be the incentives that we would offer other than, I mean, as a city?
Tax revenues is.
Yeah, I mean, we would have to get, we have to get something out of it. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I don't feel like we're crying poor mouth anymore.
Well, I think my fear is that we're gonna jump on this because we lost the intermodal. And to me, those are two very different things and two very different
I would argue, well, but I also, because I think there's more jobs with the intermodal. Right. I think that maybe I mean, there's an argument whether the economic impact of $1 billion or $1.5 billion, area that big, how big of a tax base that could be bigger than the intermodal, but it's the trade-offs. It's the electricity. It is, if there is any water, which we're saying no, it can't be any water. But it's the noise. It's, hey, are we giving up something in that area of Gardner that we want the community to grow that way, not necessarily be blocked in by warehouses or what have you. Now, the other thing it doesn't have is, I mean, with the intermodal, we started to deal with a lot of truck traffic. I mean, and that has been a conversation that we've had numerous times, and this wouldn't drive that. I think that'd be a hole in the area right there that it'd just be there. But, the long-term impacts, you're right, there's no questions, we don't know.
There would be increased truck traffic during construction. I mean, that seems logical to me. Yeah. But then once it's built, you're talking about.
The Gardner and the gentleman over there who's going to look at it, he's going to take care of the people who live in the area and how it impacts them. Number one, if we are already short on water, where is that water coming from? Number two is electricity. Evergy does the county, they do the city, they do everybody. If they take all the electricity away, are you going to not increase everybody's electrical bill? Charge it all to the data center? I didn't know if you had any you're gonna have to increase their bills. That's not fair to the community.
Now Gardner has to compete with those same lots.
Well, and you know, we can, I think we can follow up too. I think there is, I need to look, I think there's some state laws that come into effect when it comes to energy and whether, you know, they can't just take it all and not pay for the extra that, and then pass on everything to the consumer. But I mean, it's a valid point. I'm sorry.
I'm a 45-year-old IT guy. I hear the word data center and that means nothing. What is it gonna do?
It's a bunch of servers in a big warehouse.
Yeah, don't know.
The rumor is it's.
Everybody's
Google
cloud goes to it.
Yeah.
So the word is AI.
It's
Yeah, probably, maybe.
infrastructure for the internet and AI.
That's not good. That's
No,
not good.
it's not good.
Well, and these things,
My kids are gonna be
do
growing
the
up.
search, go out and look on the internet for, you know, how much noise these things make. And they say 56, 65 decibels.
That's more like
Okay,
85.
that's not, maybe it's 80, right? I don't know what the number is, right? It could be up to whatever, right? But at the end of the day, that's 70 or 80 decibels, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, for however many years that things function.
It's not just for the air.
Right next to a substation.
Yeah, hold on. Hey,
Or growing children.
To the point of the sound, because it's an exponential number. When we say it's 80 or 50, we're talking about a number. You talk at 50 dB.
Right.
Then you add your voice. Then you add your voice. 50 dB is relative, but when we get all these data centers in 300 acres, which is where the goal is going to be, they're not going to put one data center in 300 acres. It's going to be a roaring sound. That's going to be pollution.
I think that's
That's the truth. That's the truth. The
That's a
water,
valid.
electricity, we can make electricity, we can pipe water. You can't shut the sound down, that's what they do.
That's 80 decibels,
That's the
he says,
byproduct of
for
the
one.
tower and the cooling, it's the sound. Can't be overridden, can't be outdone. Birds, trees, none of that will work in the long term. Can't be done.
No one's gonna wanna live in these houses that we just bought. I just bought this house. My husband just passed away. I put everything I have into this house. No one's gonna buy my house.
Right.
I'm raising 4 kids on my own.
Right.
4 kids on my own. No one's gonna buy my house. Like, this is.
I think.
The substation was the first issue, and now this, it's just, I would have never bought my house, and I'm her neighbor. I would have never bought this house if I knew this was happening.
The radiation that's put off of it.
Yes, oh my God.
Okay, I don't know if you guys brought that up. There's radiation put off of it. Okay.
But that's
Long-term health effects are cancer, something that everybody here should know somebody has. It's just like the high power lines and stuff. It's running the power of 100,000 homes. Okay, most places that get it, it raises the electric bill 22%. Okay, so that's not just Gardner City, it affects everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you know, go out to that area where we're at, there on Claire, it's a bunch of homes.
Right.
So I'm kind of confused, like why we would set this huge data center right in the center of that. It doesn't really fit, and I think that would kind of be like a cornerstone to other developments, like it's gonna start, you know, we already got warehouses on 175th, we got one on Minimo. You can look, we're just gonna get boxed in. And, you know, when I went to this folks' website, whatever the deal or whatever, I mean, the other places they're at is what, on the West Coast? Like in California, Washington, and Dallas. So I don't think, I'm not sure, you know, what their intentions are.
Yeah, and
Also lawsuits against Beal in Arizona, and stuff is coming up. So their investor flew out, is backing out, and losing a lot of.
So what we were told just while we were sitting here is they've confirmed, just so you know, oh, did they put us on there yet? No. Well, and I don't know if I've seen anything about DeSoto.
Who's gonna wanna live around that?
Yeah,
Develop any homes?
or the developments that we're already doing.
Great taxes.
So
much for that area.
the next public meeting is 5/13, and no time or venue yet, and a virtual one on 5/15. So.
A virtual on when?
5/15. May 15th.
Next meeting, they just
So there'll be an in-person meeting with Beal for everybody on May 13th.
Where will that be?
We don't know yet.
Confirmed the place yet, but they said they're working on a middle school location. So they're planning for people to come. But as soon as we know the place, we will let you guys know. And then a virtual, Zoom or Teams or however that would be on May 15th. So 2 days later.
How do we figure out where do we go? Figure out where it's gonna post it on Facebook.
I'll put it on Facebook. Let's also, I'm gonna pass around a piece of paper. If you guys would like, I would be happy to send out an email to you guys too. I'm gonna send out a paper so you can write down your names, your email addresses, and then I can fire out an email when I know this too. I'm Kelly Johnson, I'm also on city council.
When's the next city council meeting that's bringing this up?
Oh, it's sometime in June.
Oh, so it's June.
June.
We have public comment at the beginning of every city council meeting. So feel free to come, speak up.
Jennifer's already spoken.
That's fine.
And then
So, yeah, come.
the planning commission, it's my understanding we're supposed to see it May 26th at our meeting. And with that one being a new thing coming to us, we should have an opening for public comments on that topic.
I'm expecting it to be late.
I was just gonna say, for you guys and for everyone else, if you want to find out more about the health effects, look into Data Center Valley in Virginia. It's an area where there's tons of data centers, and they are actually doing research on how it's affecting people there. And so it's actual hard scientific data. It's not just assumptions, it's not just things people are posting on the internet, it's not made up. So Data Center Alley.
And that's the problem, I don't want to be a guinea pig.
Yeah, thank you. I don't want my kids being a guinea pig.
Maybe this has already been asked.
Yeah.
Why is this even being considered for Gardner?
What was the question? Taxes. They want the tax money.
So what are you gonna do when property values go down and all of that tax money is
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, it's a good point. We definitely have to weigh the cost versus the benefit that we would see from it, and 100% agree.
Given the fact this is going on Spring Hill, Osawatomie, Lee Summit, and nobody wants it, why would it be any different here?
That's what I've been saying, yeah.
Sorry, really.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah,
It's good to repeat.
Take it.
And I think that if it was $100 million of money to the city on, imagine a large number of what.
You can't pay me enough to look around that.
I hear what you're saying, and I think those are absolutely the sentiments that we were looking for tonight. Is like, no, there's no amount of tax dollars that we would see that would justify putting it where we were at 191st and Claire.
I will encourage you, I will also encourage you, these are just two of the council members, reach out to every other council member that's not here and the mayor.
Yeah.
And make sure you let them know.
I mean, keep in mind, we kept this to just Kelly and I, just so that we wouldn't, there's like laws and Cora and everything else associated with it that we needed to make sure that we weren't, yeah.
So did Beal come to Gardner and say this is where we want to do it, or how did the location show up? They approached the land.
I can't speak to that. Trying to find, there's multiple different companies that have been looking to put data centers in whatever spot that they can find. And we have, if you look at Johnson County, we have the only land that's available anymore, it seems. Us in Spring Hill, right? And some in Olathe.
This is Kansas. There's land there.
Yeah.
They want that land.
I don't know anything about really anything, so I just came here, like I said. Are you for or against this?
I am listening to what you guys have to say. I can't.
Before this meeting, were you for or against this?
I think if the dollars made sense, if there was such a large benefit to the economy of Gardner that impacted
So
the property taxes, I would say there's gotta be something in it for Gardner. There's got to be. If there, and it can't be.
What if it screws over even one person that lives in Gardner? Are you gonna be for it?
No, if it screws over those houses at the edge of that, then no, I'm not for it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
That's
did
what
you
I
guys
was-
talk about the heat sink from this thing? It's 6.2 miles radius around it. The heat is affecting the property of everything around.
Yeah.
6.2 miles.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that. We haven't talked about the heat.
Electricity, there's so many downfalls of it.
The noise pollution, the light pollution, 2 million gallons of water that gets used.
Yeah, and we've said that we can't do the water. We just can't. We don't have a way to do the water. Yeah, we can't. I mean, we can't do the wastewater. We just can't.
Well, but one of the challenges is that Olathe.
Yeah, but.
And if Olathe gets it, then they're gonna, then the.
No. I don't. Well, you guys are going to say no. That's fine.
Which affects Gardner. So it's that.
Well, that's a good visual.
If it was, it has to be. It'd have to be water one. But again, even the water has to go somewhere. Yeah, but we can't do the water. It has to be air cooled or no. It can't be water cooled. We're saying no.
There's no reason.
Oh, yeah, no, okay.
That's what they're.
I hear you. I'm like, all right, sure.
That isn't adjacent to a town.
I didn't want it to be mob rule though.
The comment is, for people asking why here, the data centers are starting to refer to the Midwest as the Silicon Prairie. Because we have the land, we have the cheap energy. So if it's not here, and I don't want it to be either, but that's why they're coming out this way, is because we have the space and the cheap energy.
That doesn't make sense.
All the more reason to be vocal about it not being. Care about their.
And we're central, so that it's a closer connection.
Hold on.
Why did they even build a neighborhood there?
Well, just finish your.
It's just a process question, in that maybe it would help to know how the process works. How does the process work from beginning to end? If Bill comes to the city council or to the planning commission first, then what does the planning commission?
It goes to the city before it comes to the planning commission.
Yeah, from a city staff. So from a city staff perspective, they will come to the city and start the permit process and the rezoning process to say, I want to build this here. They need to secure the land.
So just like any contractor.
Anybody.
Any contractor comes.
Any process. And at that point in time, they need to identify, does the zoning match what the use case is? In this particular case, we're saying no. So it has to go before the planning commission to approve it from a standpoint of replanning and rezoning that area. If whether the planning commission says yes or no, it then goes in front of the city council to say yes or no if we agree with the rezoning. And then it moves on from the planning. There will also be, if there's tax incentives that need to happen, all of those need to go through the city council for approval at that point in time. If there is bond issues that need to be addressed as a part of it, they would have to go through the city council. What's that?
Property taxes.
You
What about my house value?
comment
What about my
about
house
money,
value?
you comment about money coming to the city. Too often the problem is that becomes promises that never materialize.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a fair comment because you do a TIF or something like that. All right.
Do you want to email when
We
we
have.
figure out where the meeting's at?
I know Kelly had a heart out, and I appreciate all the help and all the comments. I mean, I don't know if you have anything else you want to say. I don't need to do all the time.
Have much to add, 'cause like we said, we don't really know all the details. I will know more, hopefully, maybe Wednesday. Although I don't know how much I'm gonna learn from them, because it's been presented to me as more of like this. I'm gonna go tell them what your concerns are, and it's their turn to listen. So I don't know how many answers I'll walk away with on Wednesday. It is not, but I will share whatever I learned. It has not. It has not gone to planning commission yet. I know right now it's in the city approval permits stages, which is city administrator and his team, working to find out if this were to even go anywhere, what would we need guarantees on before we can even say, yes, we can give you a permit. So, by the time it would get to the planning commission, some of that would be already known, like what they're going to do, what they're promising to make it different than, because obviously if they go to the planning commission with something that sounds super scary, the planning commission is going to say no right off the bat. So they would need to have their ducks in a row to be able to say, this is how we're going to change it, this is what we're going to do differently. So that it's not like the horror stories, data centers. Then if it gets past planning commission, then it gets to city council and rezone.
I think the thing that I'm most concerned about is if we say no, where do they go? And if it's just over the road from you guys, we lose total control. And maybe we're okay with that. And maybe that's all right. But I just want us to be thinking, and I think that's where we maybe need to ask those questions internally as to if we say no, do they just evaporate and they never come back? Or are they on the northeast part of town or northwest part of town, or are they heading towards DeSoto? And again, maybe we're okay with that as long as they're not in Gardner. And that's an acceptable answer. But
I had a question with regards to, is the city of Gardner going to develop like a gold standard regulation for data centers? And is there potential that battery energy storage may come right alongside the data center? Things like that, questions that become, bigger issues. And
what is she saying? I can't hear you back here.
are we gonna try and set a gold standard for these data centers if we approve them? Would they, you have to do battery storage? Would they have to have their own power source? Would they, get off, a closed loop where the water never, some magical data center that.
Right. You better have non-disclosure stuff too.
Yeah.
None of this BS side behind people. This stuff, I don't know how you all people is. I just walked in. I'm gonna tell you something. May I speak? Is it okay? A couple of minutes. I grew up here at Gardner. My mom and dad had a business right over there. Many years ago, my dad did the paper route. I care about this town. This water will come out of Hillsdale Lake. Y'all know that, right? Y'all get your water out of Hillsdale. I don't need this. I think I'm well, good. Y'all need to know what's going on. If you're not on say no to data centers, then you need to be on
I'm pretty sure we all are on the same.
Thank you.
Just say real quick, how many people are for this? Just real fast, because I'm a visual person.
I don't know.
Are there any hands is there anybody that wants this?
I want to hear about it.
Excuse me.
Hearing about it is one thing,
The
that's fine.
bigger
Getting
question
information is
is-
totally fine. How many people want
How
this?
many jobs is it gonna create? Does anybody know? Give me an answer.
25.
Yeah,
Oh, you
I don't
think that many? I
That's
don't
what they
think so.
said.
Okay, how much water is a small one gonna use in a day?
Talked about that.
2 million gallons.
No, at least, it could go to more than that. It go to more than, and you're right. If you don't shut it down here, it will go just like Spring Hill. You hear about Osawatomie, what's going on down there? The same thing.
I think it's hitting. I think every community is being. They're coming to every community to ask the same question. And,
They will.
And I drove through Des Moines and ended off the interstate and went, oh, where are we at? What are these weird buildings? And it was a data center.
I know one thing. You can have this room. Think about it, folks. I'm not rich. I don't care. I'm happy where I'm at. I like helping people. You can have a room full of gold. What's it worth if you don't have water? What's it worth? Is that what they call it, commodity now? It can be. What's your energy? Look at the energy. My rate where I live is like $30 for 2 people a month. Don't you think that's going to go up? It won't be in our control, people. You've got to realize that, and it might make 20 jobs, and then in 5 years, or maybe less, they got to redo the whole thing. Any questions? Maybe I can answer a few. I don't know. I don't see it helping anybody. If it made more jobs and it protected the environment, yeah, okay. But when they go to blow those things out stuff, it's gonna send more crap back in the earth. Our aquifers, as everybody y'all know, right, they're drying up. They're drying up. These will poison the aquifers. What little we have. Shouldn't we be more impressed or concerned about food on our table and clean water?
Yeah.
We're not gonna get rich. It's gonna come on our backs.
You need to
Sorry
go
if I took over, I'm sorry.
You need to join us at the meeting May 13th.
Yes,
I'll be
yes.
here.
Please, ma'am.
Nobody
You're
should be
preaching to
burdened.
the choir here.
Yes, sorry.
We're all for what you're saying.
Sorry, I came in late, forgive me.
All right, did she miss anybody's opinion? Anybody else want to bring up anything else? Sure.
This is the mission statement of Gardner. Provide exceptional services that
It's only to get rich by poisoning everybody.
The mission statement for Gardner provides exceptional services that benefit and enrich the community. The community is the body of people. If we're talking about revenues or worries of that concern, we need to bring jobs in. That's fostering community, each other. That's the definition of community. So if we're worried about revenues, let's petition for jobs to be moved to this city, because that's where we're all going to benefit. Taxes are going to be good. Jobs are going to be good. People are going to be providing for their families. This is a one-sided street where we're not really getting the benefit of community. They're going to pay us a check, and we're going to have to dance around the obstacles that become the issue because we've done so. You know, the byproducts of that. So that's all I got to say.
This needs to not happen. Period. In case anybody's curious where I stand.
Well, I
I
would
don't want
just.
this in my town. If this comes here, we are moving out.
Sorry, same.
And I'll sell it for everybody else yet, so get my property back.
I would like to thank Mark and Kelly for giving us this opportunity.
I just want to say thank you guys, everybody, for coming. This really is important. We really do want to hear from you because we represent you. I mean, the whole reason why we're here is to make your voices heard. So thank you for coming and sharing that with us. I am going to take your questions on Wednesday when I go talk to Beal. I will let you all know what I hear from them. And we will keep you posted on the meetings that are coming up on May 13th and then the virtual one on the 15th. What the location is and the details of how you can do that. There is still a piece of paper floating around. If you want to put your name and email address down, I will send this information out to you guys. So thank you for coming.